Well, there are a number of different news articles that are prevalent, I believe, at this point in time. Of course, we know the inauguration is tomorrow. And speaking of the inauguration, the incoming President Trump has stated again that he has not forgotten about his promise to bring the U.S. Embassy from Tel Aviv to Israel, or to Jerusalem. And certainly he's gotten a lot of negative feedback because of this promise. It'll be interesting to see if he actually goes and follows through with it. Of course, we know his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, will lead up any peace proposal that the U.S. may come up with in the coming year. So those are two developments that I will keep you posted on, and you should really pay attention to see how this really turns out. But here's something that I think you should really be aware of right now. I received this article yesterday from Stratfor and also from another reporter of mine, and the title is Syria, Russia and Turkey carry out first joint airstrikes. And it says Russia and Turkey carried out joint airstrikes against the Islamic State near the Syrian town of Al-Bab on January 18th, the first time the two countries have launched joint strikes against the militant group, the BBC reported. The coordinated strikes come months after Turkey launched Operation Euphrates Shield, seeking to block advances by Kurdish forces and push back the Islamic State. Seizing Al-Bab has since become a major objective of Turkey's efforts in Syria as Ankara looks to block Kurdish expansion near its southern border with Syria once and for all. Coordinated strikes by Russia and Turkey, countries that have long supported different sides in the Syrian conflict, demonstrate just how convoluted the conflict is. And there's one thing I can't stress enough. Anytime you have joint airstrikes, that you have basically entered into a marriage. There is a tremendous amount of intellectual strategy that goes into every kind of joint strike that anyone undertakes. Certainly there are soldiers on the ground that could be mistakenly bombed. There certainly could be mix-ups in the air as well. And there is a tremendous amount of coordination that has to go into this type of joint attack, joint airstrike. And also, you might want to know that a couple weeks ago, or at least a week ago maybe, I did report that Russia said that they were going to expand their air bases in Syria. So even though there's been reports that Russia is trying to draw down, it doesn't seem to be any real data that indicates that's going to be the case. And certainly not biblically. We know that Ezekiel 38 indicates that Russia would lead a strike against Israel. Whether that strike takes place or not is unknown. I believe and speculate that the strike will be in the verge of taking place, but not quite. And the Lord will come down and destroy them with supernatural plagues and disasters that even says that they would fight against each other. So one thing I want to point out is one thing to be in the same country with different goals, which for the longest time that's what Russia and Turkey have been. They've been basically trying to take care of two different theaters, but now they've converged and mixed strategies and are now working together. And the Bible says that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to coordinate an attack, which will also include Iran and a number of other Islamic nations. And as you can see, it didn't take long for Turkey and Russia to come together, and even though they had a falling out a number of months back, they have now come together and put their forces together and have coordinated an attack against the Islamic State and others of their interest. So these are the kind of stories that have direct prophetic implications that you need to keep an eye on. Now here's something else that is of less prophetic implications, but is nonetheless an important development for Israel. It says the Israeli Air Force received the first battery of Arrow 3 long-range missile interceptors developed in the U.S. The system is designed to shoot down intercontinental ballistic missiles outside of the atmosphere. The Times of Israel notes, with the Arrow 3 system declared operational, Israel and the United States may now be the only countries capable of shooting down ballistic missiles in space. And basically what this system does, it enters into space and collides. Well, first of all, it tracks down any missile that's up there, and it destroys it by colliding into it. So this is quite a system that Israel has now designed along with the United States that is spot on in its destruction. And this simply just adds another layer of defense that Israel have along with the Iron Dome and also David's sling. But I wanted to bring these developments to you so that you would be on what is happening in Bible prophecy. May certainly keep an eye on what's going on with this coordinated attempt between Russia and Turkey. That is going to be a big factor in Bible prophecy in the near future. And if you don't know the Lord, today is the day of salvation. 150,000 people will die today. The Bible says that the vast majority will end up in a burning hell. Don't let that happen to you. Come to the Lord and allow Him to save you today. And you Christians, get a copy of my Tribulation Period Survival Guide. There's two versions. One is a paperback version, which you can purchase for around $8. Just follow the link down at the description below this video. Or you can get the free version. It's the same book, and it's written in 9 different languages. You can download it. Just again, follow the links down in the description below this video, and it'll get you there. But I would certainly recommend that you get one or the other and give it to your lost friends and loved one, so that they will have the truth, not only about the end times, but also that the Lord died for their sins. So I would encourage you to get a copy today. Well, this is Terry Malone with the Calvary Prophecy Report.